Only rules is that you be real, you be your authentic self, and that everyone feels accepted in their authentic opinion. Okay, so everybody's accepted in their point of view, and let's go.
Okay, what you're not gonna do is walk up on stage and slap me without getting shot. That's not what you're gonna do. What you're not gonna do. Like, oh, I'm telling you, you ain't gonna do. You ain't gonna do one of me and slap me without getting shot. Because your white ball hit.
Hey, look, and because you were laughing at the shit already.
Yeah, you was already giggling. I'm gonna take a shot already?
You know, man. He ended himself.
Oh, we pouring the shot?
We'll get there.
Oh, yeah, we did. I need to shot glass.
Hey, my man.
I think there's a few things. He said I was joking. Look, I got that on, but
Is it not even in the...
look, I don't even want what they doing.
Wait. We have an opinion on the floor.
Okay, let's go.
I think it's a few things to point out with the Will Smith slap.
What's that?
I think we discount how much pressure Will Smith as a husband and a father has been underrated. Not that we should actually care, but since it's the topic, but you know what I'm saying? As a husband and a father, he's been on an extreme amount of pressure. And not only did he deliver, you know, according to his peers and the academy, not only did he deliver a performance worthy of his, correct me if I'm wrong, his first Oscar. But that's the thing that we're talking about. We're not talking about the Oscar, we're talking about the slap.
He overshadowed himself with that bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
And that's one of the things, and before I go into that, I just want somebody else to kind of like...
Here, I got you. I got you on that. So listen, I understand what you're saying, but knowing from the past of him, no, bruh. She punked that motherfucker from day one. She humiliated that motherfucker before they even got married on Oprah, right?
Oh, wait.
So,
I'll back that.
hold on, let me.
That's something new.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give you a little bit.
Let him finish.
Okay. So when it comes to being a father, as a father, I have 3 daughters. There's no way in hell my 14-year-old daughter will have a 20-year-old nigga in her bed in my house.
Oh, wait.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Said it was okay, no way.
she pulls his string. Will wasn't no swinger, but them motherfuckers are swingers because that's her getting out. She controls him. He need to cut that raggedy pussy loose that's been out to everybody else.
Oh, it's raggedy though. Hold on.
Because his first kid's mother was the truth.
Okay.
And he got rid of her for what he got. She controls him.
So no mercy.
Real talk.
No sympathy.
So he was laughing at the joke before he saw her expression. He goes up and slaps her. And then she started laughing. No, bro, that's not the way. As a black man, you discredited all of your movie making history. You humiliated yourself and that man in front of his family, his friends, all that.
And y'all support, and y'all free. And there will be no Madagascar for because of this shit.
I can't.
Yeah. I got my little sense. And where was that dude?
All right. We got two down here.
All right, so to keep it clear, man, the real truth is, all in all, we need to stay out of their damn bedroom, you know, because they married. Everybody has their own marriage issues.
But they put the bedroom in
Everybody else in the way.
Let him finish.
It's not they. It's not they. It's her.
It's her.
She's the one that brings me business.
No.
But they need to figure out a way to keep that private because that's supposed to be your most intimate situation. Now, if we're gonna just talk about that particular situation, Will Smith should just kept the player and just pulled him off stage and just talked to him.
Indeed.
Because us as black men, us as men, period, we always know as soon as you raise your hand in the art of war, the first to strike has to be regular dog.
Crazy.
So he should have known that he was going to have to get some retaliation. And I feel he only did that because of who it was. Because if it was somebody else, he wouldn't have even went that far.
What did it do?
I'm not discrediting him as a man because I still value him as an actor and as a man.
If it was a
but
white
I
dude.
feel he could have handled that situation a little bit better, and I also feel like he needed to hit some therapy way earlier on in his
He need
life
therapy, bro.
from what happened in his childhood. And that's the reason why he's allowing this form of abuse to happen, because if he really speaks up, he'd be like, I'm getting abused in our relationship. He'd wake up and see what's going on.
But do you
he's
consider
Let him finish.
He's so focused because of how he grew up. He's so focused on whatever's happening in my marriage. I don't want to give up on it. That it's forcing him to accept abuse instead of being fulfilled and happy within himself.
But do you consider him a man by doing something that is unmanly, by going up on national television and slapping another man?
I feel that was a
That's not
situation
manly.
where you were enamored in your emotions and you did a very belligerent and benign act. It's like it's a crimes of passion.
Okay.
It's like, you know.
Everybody steps out.
Hold on.
Go ahead, young man. I like you.
Go ahead. Come on, Nate Robinson.
Come on, Nate. What you gonna say, Nate?
Come on, Nate.
Say it with your bottom, Nate. Say it with your bottom.
I respect a man trying to defend his wife.
Yes, absolutely.
I respect the defend black woman hashtag that's out. That was not that. That was Will Smith's ego and his fear of his wife. Okay? That's what that was. There are several, let me show you what he could have did. He was sat in his seat after he slapped Chris Rock and said, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. He could have done that without leaving the stage.
Yeah.
He could have hugged his wife and been like, hey, we talking about my wife, this is my boo right here. You better shut up. Go on, Chris. He could have walked up on stage and be like, hey man, I don't appreciate it.
In his face.
He could have walked up to him.
So right.
He could have met him backstage afterwards.
Exactly.
But he wasn't even sitting by his wife.
He could have met him. However, he chose to show the world how tough Will Smith is, because what you guys don't talk about is how he walked away.
Without
Okay?
nobody looking.
How he walked away and he said,
He bitched out.
stuck his chest out like, yeah.
Like he got off. And the only reason, he went up there and smacked him is because he wasn't expecting to be smacked.
Yeah. Now,
If he wasn't, there was a dude up there just laughing, ha ha ha, and he went up.
now, rewind. He could have squared up with him. He could have called him out.
He could have.
He did not. Because if you're watching it, you're thinking he's gonna put him in a headlock. He's gonna go up and do an Ali impression because Will Smith's a clown. He did none of that. Instead, he chose to slap a man that was unsuspecting of the slap.
Right.
Okay? And that.
Yeah, that's why I was like, okay. Let's get another
He got off on him and he didn't break the skin. He was like,
Let's get another
And
voice
then
on
he
the
came
table.
up laughing.
yeah.
Damn.
Can we get another voice on the table?
So you.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh,
Will
I
Smith's
think
a
it's
navigator.
staged, honestly. I think it was a publicity stunt.
Still?
I mean, I do, because at the end of the day, they already talking about him coming on Red Top. He got a tour coming out. That's what I feel like. I mean,
How did it benefit?
I thought it was staged.
Ain't nobody gonna take that.
I think it was staged because how he took it. Like, it was kind of like it didn't faze him. And then, like, it was literally.
Hey, I heard that shit.
He flinched because he was like, he caught himself.
I thought it was
said, I
fist.
don't remember where the fuck I'm at. Let me put my hand behind my back. He was like, oh.
And he wants to be able to do that show again, and if he hit him, that ruins his shit.
But he still got his award. He still got his accolade.
We're talking about Chris Rock.
No, in
They
other
snatching all his
words,
movies
what
now.
I'm saying is that Will Smith did what he did. He still got his shit. Chris Rock still gonna have his shit regardless. At the end of the day, like, I feel like it was staged because they both have projects coming up.
But they snatched
LAPD
projects off.
got involved. It ain't staged if
You got two
LAPD
projects that done snatched off the table.
He did step down after the fact.
Got you, man.
I mean, see, my whole opinion is like, before this moment happened, how many of us were really watching the Oscars? Nobody. None of us. That's for one. None of us, because we were always going, oh, the Oscars hashtag, it's so white. So we weren't paying attention. If Will Smith, if it even happened, because I agree as well, they're two actors in a room full of actors.
Right.
On a screen full that's produced. So overall, I'm not saying it didn't happen, but I just believe that it's one of those things like, if it didn't happen, no one would have cared. We all would have been minding our business, making sure that we took care of bills, putting the kids to sleep, getting our hustle together, whatever the issue was. that moment didn't matter to any of us until we saw the reaction. And then my big thing is why I also believe it's staged is because people keep showing me the same angle of this video every time. But then the video that's, when you see like the tabloids or whatever online, you see a different angle of the video. So I'm really like, okay, show me that aerial shot where he put the pause on this man, and then I will believe that this happened.
What was the one thing that got overshadowed in that whole situation, though?
What do you mean?
I mean, I didn't watch it, so
The one thing that was overshadowed in the whole situation.
That he won the Oscar?
No. You had Samuel L. Jackson to receive his first ever Oscar. And it was given to him by Denzel Washington. And you heard not shit.
I hope they burn in hell.
Bitch ass situation. That shit wasn't staged. I'm telling you, the only reason Chris kept his hands behind his back because Chris is a nigga.
Yeah.
And he would have hit him, but Chris is trying to continue
He trying to make his
that
money.
with the Oscars. You know what I'm saying? Because that's his bread.
About the money, right?
He thought, and Will gonna have to pay his ass because the DA can still press charges.
Yeah. It did can still press.
I don't think we should feel bad. Like, I don't think we should feel bad because, like, in a way, that's what he said. He is an actor, right? Yo, he fell for his own hype. Again, we're talking about the guy that was a Fresh Prince. Like, I'm from Philly, so I grew up seeing Will like, from time to time, so whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I put him on a pedestal. You know what I'm saying? I grew up watching Hitch, praising that movie, everything, literally. From Bad Boys, he was that nigga, you know, he was that boy. But I think Will fell for his own hype too. And Jada is the only girl that, like, yo, she don't care about Will. She don't care about him at all.
She don't care about him.
Yeah. He's so used to literally being that guy to get every girl in every movie. Like, yeah, we grew up seeing Will Smith get every girl, from the Fresh Prince to, you know, Bad Boys to Independence Day, everything. He just always gets the girls. So now like what he said, his pride and ego is hurt. He has this one girl that just like, yo, I don't fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? I want August Alsina, I want Tupac still. Yo, Tupac's been dead. I'm sorry, I love Tupac. He's been dead, bro. Like, come on. Why is Will dressing Tupac, bro?
Your wife got the flower to a dead man.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Somebody know about the flower. I ain't gonna say nothing. She got the flower to a dead man. How long would it mourn me? Okay.
So you said you think that it was staged, right?
to a degree.
But let me ask you why though?
Why? I mean,
I'm operating.
it's funny because I did think about that, and it's like I feel that it's conversation for us. I feel like it's like let's be real. We know that there's an Illuminati. We know that there's something of that sort.
Okay, but that's kind of why I asked you why.
Yeah.
So, without going into Illuminati and all that stuff, one thing that we all can agree on is that there's been a lot of censorship lately.
Yes.
Right? And somebody, you know, we're gonna come back to this, but somebody who's an entertainer or a comedian who's been under a lot of attacks lately from the media is Joe Rogan, right? It's one of the biggest podcasts in the world. And we've seen Dave Chappelle also, what he, you know, his last stand-up special, and some of the reactions that were out there because of some of the things that he said in the story that he told about his transgender friend. And so, and that was kind of one of the three things that I wanted to bring up about Will Smith, this whole moment, is that whole level of censorship, right? How dare you say this, right? And how biased, right, it can become. Now, we've just seen this last administration, whether you like him or not, right? We just seen the leader of the free world. The leader of the free world censored and banned. Whether you like him or not, whether you think he deserved to be censored or not, the leader of the free world for things that he said to a microphone. And so where do the rest of us fall if it can happen to him?
Violated the Constitution.
And so when you see somebody like Chris Rock,
Okay, one second.
somebody, I'm gonna wrap this up. You see somebody as big as Chris Rock,
Yeah.
right? Get assaulted, right? On mainstream media for a joke that he said.
Wait, can I ask you
Okay, no, right here, right
Wait,
here.
no, can I
right
ask
here.
you-
Go ahead.
That is a joke that Will Smith himself has made.
And you
That
saw it
came
too?
out.
I saw it too.
Arsenio Hall. He
And he
made
said the
fun of
same
somebody with alopecia.
And Chris Rock didn't even know.
So
How you supposed to know? I didn't even know when I watched Red Taylor talk. I watched all that shit. I didn't know she had alopecia. I thought she just cut her hair.
How was Chris Rock
But how many times did she cut her hair?
Can we get a floor to this man with his hand, the number one, with his hand, the elegant one?
Okay. So two, Will's fame has gone to his head and he believes he's an untouchable. That's number one. Number two, I'm gonna look right in the camera.
Right here, you all, right here, please.
That punk ass apology. I done seen you cry like that in the last 6 movies, my nigga. You cried like that on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Why you don't want me, Uncle Phil? Nigga, you an actor. You acted that fucking apology out. You acted that crowd. And I hate every letter in your last name. Let's go. I hate every letter in the last name.
It's amazing last name.
Okay, all right, we got somebody back here, right here, right here.
Unpopular opinion. Do y'all really think Will was upset over that?
Thank you.
No.
He was laughing.
Yeah.
Bro, it was definitely.
He was upset about the joke. He laughing about it.
How you change that?
There's a lot of things. There are a lot of things, and like I think, like you guys said, I think Will should, if he really felt the way, stump Chris out backstage. Whatever. There's a different way to handle it. But the thing is like he's got a lot of, you know, being a meme, being whatever on the internet. He's had the pressure. His 30 years of life of like being that perfect image. Where I read that he says like he grew up being a coward, being that. But it's like in that moment. We've all experienced nigga moments, whatever, where we've been in that situation. It was for sure, like possessed. So I think he hit his wall. And if somebody like Will Smith can, we all have.
Hey,
No,
what do you think about
And that's deep.
Wait.
So what do you think about this? So I'm not condoning what he said or whatever. It was kind of a jab. If you dug deeper into the joke, it's kind of a jab at Will and Jada. Because one thing, Jada with the alopecia, you know, that's the jab. But then if you say G.I. Jane 2, the first person that did
Right here, you guys. One second.
the first person that did G.I. Jane, Demi Moore. At that time that Demi Moore did the joke, she shaved her head, but she was with her older husband and left her for an older man. I mean, for a younger man. So it's Will and Jada. Ashton Kutcher. So now you're looking at, you know, Jada left him, messed with August. So it was a loaded joke. He took a jab at the whole family. He jabbed his wife and then he jabbed me too. You know, so I mean,
That's some.
I definitely feel with that.
I got a question.
And then you compound that with, you know, what you see going on with Yang. Right? Compound that with what's going on with Yang. It's like, okay, I'll be damned if my family becomes laughing stock on social media. Right? He's already keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Your wife puts her
Right?
And your wife needs to keep her mouth off.
Getting on social media and seeing the negative attacks on his
That's
family.
just like dudes in the NBA ready to fight somebody when they know the referee's gonna stop.
So check this out.
They ain't fighting no.
If Will,
He wasn't gonna fight no.
if Will Smith slept with Willow Smith's friend, how would the rest of the
Bro, he would have been canceled like that, man.
I mean,
He'd have been canceled.
Because that young boy was his son's friend.
Yeah. Nobody talks about that.
Yeah, nobody talking about August Alsina.
Oh, she abused him, yeah.
Yeah, August Alsina was
Jaden Smith's
friend. So if Will said, "Hey Willow, your girl looking good,"
Right.
if Will fucked his daughter's friend, how would the world look at him?
Because they were vulnerable too. You gotta remember that too. He was very vulnerable.
That makes her a predator.
preyed on a young man.
The kid was sick.
Yeah.
He was sick, he was vulnerable, she had the money, she had the bread. We brought him into our home. We nursed him back to health so I could suck his dick. That's some bullshit right there. But that's the kind of health care we need in America right there.
That's how she nursed him back to health.
Suck all the poison out. Suck all the poison out.
She sucked all the ailments out.
Hold on.
so wait,
Yes, sir.
you gotta give us a little context with that. How old? What was the gender?
Wait.
Can you tell us? You know,
22.
He's 22.
August, yeah.
Jada Myers.
You talking about Jada? Okay, I thought you said Will.
But I'm saying, that little boy was 22 years old. Jada my age. What I look like fucking a 22-year-old? If Will fucked his daughter's 22-year-old friend.
Yeah.
How then would the boy look like?
How be a predator? I think as a husband, how would you feel?
Shit.
He's going to jail now.
Harvey Weinstein in jail right now.
So the thing you gotta remember is this.
Did you feel like OJ?
Jada fucked up their family. Jada fucked up their family when
let him talk.
she put all the shit business out at the red table. Yeah. She fucked up the family when she fucked her son's best friend.
That shit good, you can't get enough.
You put that family out there like that. So why would Will, as a man and the head of his family, jeopardize his livelihood? And that's the problem. He jeopardized his livelihood, his business, because Will has always been the provider. Jada's best movie was what, a C-rated movie at best? Which one? Shit. Set it off. Set it off.
Hey, G.I. Jane was fly as shit. Let's be real. G.I. Jane was a fucking super soldier. Jada shaved her head and set it up at the end. Y'all forget about that shit. She was walking around bald in the mouth.
Let him speak.
She had a hot top.
Let him speak.
What's her name? Gabrielle Union?
Yeah. Same shit.
Same shit.
Nah, not my son. You gonna cut this shit out there. You wrong. I'm not cutting you.
I don't know who I'm trying to say, but her son or a daughter, they trans, right? Or some shit. Yeah.
Transitional, son?
Yeah, transitional, but it's that thing where it's still a kid, but she's trying to promote it, and he's just over there all the time in interviews, just smiling away. You know what I'm saying? And we're talking about
with D-Wade. That's because D-Wade is a girl, dude. Come on.
You really have Chris Moss pictures with him and Chris Moss?
Yeah, it's a very similar situation where it's a man that we all thought from the outside, you know what I'm saying? He's a championship, guy. He's that nigga, but turns out he's not, not the head of his household like he said.
How important do you all think it is for a man to be the spiritual leader or the head of his household?
I had to sign ADA.
Is there a scenario
was
where
that
it's
being
okay?
a leader? Was that being a leader?
Is there a scenario where it's okay for a woman to be the spiritual leader or the head of the household?
I'm gonna have to separate y'all.
What do you all think about that?
Why can't it be balanced? Why can't it be balanced?
Because you got
We got a whole nother topic.
I'll put it like this, because you got to realize we're animals, so everything comes down from the animal kingdom. The only animal where the matriarch is the ruler is hyenas. And in their kingdom, the males are so weak that they eventually die out because they're the last to eat.
Yeah.
And the female hyena is the
only one. But that's at the end of the day, but why can't it be balanced? Why can't it be situational? Why does it have to be one person creating the family and this?
Right here.
So to counteract that, if we go back to the old times,
Wait. 1 second. We didn't hear what you were saying. Can you repeat what you said?
I was just saying, okay, because the question on the table was, when does a man, correct me if I'm wrong, when does a man not to be able to be the leader? Right?
Is there a scenario where it's okay for a woman to be the head of the household spiritually or financially?
Okay, right here.
My situation, I feel like, why can't there be balance? Why does there be situations where the man needs to take the lead because this is where we're going, but there's also situations where the woman have to come in and finesse where we're going too.
Well, see, then you have.
Wait. Let her finish, please.
No, that's it.
So back after him. Yeah, I mean back in the day,
This is coming from a gay woman too, so.
Right here.
How we was raised, the man is supposed to be the head of the household or what have you, but that doesn't mean, especially in these times today, the most educated being right now is the black woman, and so they have more money. But when they say the head of the household, that does not mean the financial head of the household. That means that you need to take your leadership as far as guiding your family leader way and having things. But see, the thing about it is, Lord, a lot of people don't realize, if you're in a team environment when you're in a family, the man is the head of the household, but the woman is the neck that turns the head. That right there. So you just have to realize that, and you can't, and you have to be able to, the whole Will and Jada stuff like this, they take that whole situation wrong. They treat their kids as peers. Ain't no child my peer. So therefore, that's you know, it's a lot of stuff. They did that whole that down. It's not right. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. One second, right here, please.
So,
right here.
when you think of the head of the household, everybody thinks leader, right? I'm a man. 5 things for a successful, a proper husband, I say. 5 P's, provider, protector, perceptive, prayerful, and present. You have to be there, you have to protect your family.
What you say again?
The 5 P's, you have to be a provider, you have to be a protector, you have to be perceptive, you have to be prayerful, and you have to have your ass there, you have to be present. Okay?
Oh, that's good.
Because the leader, when we want to stick our fucking chest out and beat on our chest, the leader is really the servant of the family.
That's it.
Okay? You are operating in the best interest of the family. Okay? Therefore, you have to take the advice of your counsel, of the wise seek wise counsel. You have to take the advice of the wise woman and say, baby, don't fight it right now.
Exactly.
We'll deal with it.
I feel like I'm at church right now.
Pat him on the shoulder and hold him. Don't let him make an ass of the family. Be that wise counsel in his ear. But it said you were the insatiable flame and you started a fire that now is going to cost your family in the long run.
Listen. So this is it right here. Listen. We as black people, because at this point, at this table, I'm not concerned about nobody else, right?
I think spades is over.
We have
Y'all gonna be over here.
we have lost the dynamic of the black family. The man is the leader, but that black man is nothing without that woman. That woman keeps the structure. The man is out, and see, we can't base everything on financial right now because society has most black men in jail without work. The black woman has escalated past white woman, Asian woman in the business, right? So, but what happens now, because of society, the black woman don't want to deal with that black man no more because you're not equal with me on the table. You can't meet me financially. So I'll either sleep with my boss, that's married, that's the white man, or I will go outside and get me a woman.
Where does it come from?
Right?
Where does it come from?
So this is what society is teaching us as a people. But at the same time, to be a man and be the leader of your family, you have to be mentally. If your shit is not together as a man, not every man is really a man.
Man.
Will is not a man. You got men, you got boys, and you got bitches. Right? Bitches!
But I got a question to that though.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, just to go touch back on what you just said, like prior to, you stated that was a society thing now, but was that not predetermined a long time ago?
Go with it.
That's basically our culture. Because we basically seen the black man emasculated, so that is the culture that the woman has taken over. I have to be strong. I have to.
She doesn't have to be strong.
But listen, that's a predetermined notion.
Who appropriated the culture?
I'm not saying us. I'm saying as a whole. If you look at the black family as a whole, going all the way back to slavery, we've been preconditioned to throw away the black man.
Are you a slave?
No, I'm not a slave currently.
Hold on,
I'm talking about the mindset. The mindset.
No, I got you.
The mindset.
Let her finish.
No, she was asking me a question. She was asking a question.
Yeah, this was a question.
So look, this is what I tell people all the time. Because I get tired of people saying, oh, the white man, the white man, the white man.
No, I'm not blaming the white man.
No, I got you. Right. But this plays into the family structure too.
Okay, yeah, I see what I'm
right? So, when it comes to that, nobody is going to stop me from accomplishing what I want to accomplish. I wasn't a slave. My parents weren't slaves. My grandparents, or my great-grandparents actually. But before that, absolutely. But where do we, as a people, stop that cycle? I get tired of people talking about, because every setback, including my one in the political arena as of current, has come at the hands of a black man.
I agree that we need to take
Let
responsibility.
him finish. Let him finish.
And that's where I'm going.
We have to take
We have to take
responsibility.
responsibility as who
Just
we
mind your business. Just mind your business.
But our people need to learn how to work together. My parents were together from the time my mother was 13 and my dad was 14 until my mother just died in 2020. Right? That shit does not happen anymore.
There is no more, oh, my mom did this, so I'm not gonna do, no, there's no more of that.
No.
There's no more, oh, my father wasn't there, so I'm not gonna be there. And for black
Learn
people,
behavior.
our people who are in prison more often than anybody else, it has been changing because of people like this man, his mentor, as well as a lot of us in this room, is because that is no longer a thing. We are starting to change that society. I have quite a few kids, and for each and every last one of them, I try my hardest to be there, but I still fight with their mothers simply because of that mental. I've tried to break it over and over and over again. I still fight it today. Before I came here, got into an argument with two of them. And still, they're like, oh, but you're still not this, you're still not that. I don't care what I'm not. I'm still who I'm gonna be. I'm still gonna be there. Point blank period. My mom did this. My mom showed me a lot. I'm not gonna ever discredit my mother. My father, he was there, but he was not there physically. I can call my father right now, he'll answer the phone. He's in Atlanta, Georgia.
Mine too. No cross, we ain't gonna say
But at the same time, not at all. But my father will tell me the best thing he can sit there and do.
Yeah.
I can take that advice. But me being me, the way that I was raised, the way that I want to see change, that's where it starts. It's not, okay, I see this. This is what everybody else is telling me. This is what I should do. No, it's not about what you should do. It's not about what everybody else thinks. Just like I was sitting there again, watching documentaries and everything else, every billionaire that has ever came out and talked will sit there and tell you it's a mindset. It does not matter who you sit there and go to and tell you that you can't do something.
That's it.
It's about what you can do. It's about what you believe in yourself that you can do. So I'm trying to change that within myself. That's it.
I love that. I love
nobody
that.
sits there and tells.
I love that. Right here. Right here. Right here. Yes, right here. I love that.
We appreciate that. Before we
Yeah.
get started,
Thank you for that.
his brother got more kids than his Wayne's. See, but
Thank you. That was amazing.
let's
So,
talk about.
before you do this,
Okay.
what he just shared was profound.
Yeah.
We need to celebrate that. Everybody, let's toast.
Let's take a moment, let's take a shot.
We toasted to some real. Get some
You ain't got
in
none, let me
your
know.
hand.
All right, let's go. Let me get
On the count of
He
three.
ain't got none of his.
From a young man, I appreciate
All
it.
right, 1, 2, 3. Toast.
Life, love, and happiness.
Life, love, and all that other shit.
I'm not really talking too much, but I will chime in on this just for a sec.
Yes.
Bro, my dad wasn't shit.
Yes.
Like, at all. But my dad was the shit as far as what he did in his life, right?
There you go.
The one lesson that I learned from a random nigga off the street. I'm good. I just want to be a voice. Random dude off the street.
Amazing.
Random dude off the street told me, this life is not a dress rehearsal. You only get one chance.
That's it.
You don't get a user manual. You write your own and you try to pass it on. The one thing that I can say I learned from my dad was to not be who he was. Because I myself have kids. I have 2 boys. And for me, the hardest thing is like how to make these kids be a man. Because I didn't have that growing up.
Right.
This is my cousin right over here, man. We had one uncle. We had one uncle that gave us all the tools before he passed. And that's all I really got. And I've been trying to build that manual for my kids as best I can, bro. And just like you, issues.
But you got something.
I got something.
You can learn something from anybody, including a fool.
Right.
You learn not to make
Okay, so just like you, I get lonely too. Yeah,
head on a bullet wound. Okay? What you doing your shit. And you kind of like, it's like, well, fuck all that. I'm here that, and that's great. But we have to address the fact that trauma itself is transported it's transported through DNA. So we're dealing with genetic issues because the body remembers. You figure a woman is born and she has all her eggs, correct? You don't get no new eggs as a woman. So any trouble or trauma that your mother experienced, you was an egg or you were a cell inside of your mother, which was inside of your grandmother, which is inside of your great-grandmother, right? So the experiences and the trauma that she experienced and went through, you experienced yourself. So when you say, man, don't he act like Uncle Jack? She smiled just like Auntie Sheila, okay? That is genetics being passed down. So what we are dealing with is a program. Let's talk about the matrix. Okay? We have been programmed for centuries in this community, in this country, excuse me, to behave a certain way. So we have to then begin exactly to deprogram because the woman does not respect the black man. It's not a not respect. I'll take that back. It's not a disrespect for the black man. It is a genetic code in her DNA that says, this is where I get my provisions from. This guy at any given time can be taken away from me. I have to protect my kids. So I'm gonna go to this white man, he's gonna give me this, and that. I'm gonna sleep with this man, he got a wife and kids and this and that, but I'm gonna go there because I don't know if that black man is going to be around. So what you did is you start to change the code. What you're doing is you're starting to change the code. But we do have to admit that there is a code that needs to be changed. Okay? And it starts with me, myself, my man said, you got 2 boys. Yeah. I got a daughter. When I found out that my ex-wife was pregnant, I said, there will never be a day that my daughter wonders where I am or if her father loves her. That's it. And then when she sees me, she's gonna know what to expect and she's gonna know what to look for. My daughter don't want the thug ass nigga. My daughter don't want the white boy. My daughter wants the man that I programmed her to like. So as men, we need to do that, but as the woman, we need to start programming, even if that father's not around, we need to start programming our kids to say, this is what success looks like. Because the family is the cornerstone for success in society. Okay? You can't be successful without a team. Everybody got a team. Michael had a team, okay? Jordan had a team. Jackson had a team. They all had teams. Tiger Woods swings that club all by himself, but he has a team behind him. And you need to, as we're moving forward, we need to teach our daughters and our sons how to pick right in the pickup game. We pair in the pickup game, you look at the motherfucker like, I'm not picking that motherfucker. He can't shoot. Start looking at the motherfuckers before you try to mate with them, and you pick the you learn. You be more careful in how you pick your team. So moving forward, we can't change. We acknowledge what happened, but in moving forward, we begin to teach our kids, our nephews, our nieces, the kids that we deal with on a daily basis, the people that see us. We begin to change the program. This is what you're looking for. This is what's unacceptable. But what about the agents?
Okay, wait. One second, I got you right here.
To further elaborate on what you were saying, going through slavery in antebellum, we were one of the most married groups in America.
Indeed.
But then one thing happened that faltered that whole situation.
Welfare.
Let us speak.
So in social services, they took away the value of the man in the household, and this is to further elaborate on you.
I remember Claudine.
You know the whole ideology of the family household is the man belongs to God because that's who he gets his wisdom from.
Indeed.
The wife or the husband, we're gonna say husband. The husband belongs to God, the wife belongs to the man, the children belong to the wife. So we can construe those things because we're privileged enough to have all these different sects of how we engage in relationship, but we'll say the masculine energy and the feminine energy. So the masculine energy is supposed to always get their guidance from their creator or their spiritual advisor, and then it trickles down into the family, and that's where the leadership comes from. But if we see today, the men have faltered from whatever religious platforms that they chose to part in because it just doesn't serve them anymore because of the society we live in. Along with the fact that the reason why black women are some of the most successful in business is because a white man or a man of not of your nation or not of your color ethnicity will choose to employ you to be his slave, to make him more money because there is overhead, to make him more money because you value that money more than you value your people, and that's what we have lost ourselves as a people. Is we don't value our, like even these people at the table. I'm a proponent that I would like to spend $1 with all of them, but we all know that it is extremely hard to engage in supporting black businesses because of how black businesses operate. And I personally say I don't like the term black business because we put a stigmatism on it. We should just be black people that do business.
Right.
And that's what we falter in all things in life, because we feel we have to play this image in this culture. In which case they took our culture from us and flipped it.
They took our culture and made money off.
Okay. Right here,
I was
please.
just piggybacking off my brother right here. So basically, when he speaks of code, his code basically means generational curse instead of just being a code. But what people really need to realize and how we need to be successful as people is instead of having generational codes, when it comes to you, this is what we all need to adapt in our mind. It ran in my family until it ran into me, and then once it ran into me, it's broken. So once you start making a new code, you need to crack the code like the Matrix did, make a new code for you, make a new code for your family. So, like I said, all you need to do is just keep that in your head. It ran in the family until it ran into me.
We need to educate.
Sorry, E. Right, I gotta go right here.
Okay.
I got you, E. Okay.
We need to better educate our children as well. Yeah. Because this is what people, well, not all people, but some people fail to realize. A girl's first love when she comes into this world is her father.
Yes.
A boy's first love when he comes into this world is his mother.
Yes.
And you will generally pattern that first love when you start getting into relationships on most parts.
Yes.
Our children, and probably a lot of our age, I'm probably older than most people.
Older than everybody. Older than everybody.
No. I'm talking about when it comes to stuff. I guarantee you I'm probably older than
I guarantee you.
So listen.
Vote. Eric, listen. Vote for him. For whatever he's running for. Vote for him. Vote for him.
Listen. People don't realize all this shit started with us. The world started with us. Africa, dark-skinned people. Got it? Okay, so most inventions in this world have been created by us. They still, to this day, cannot duplicate or figure out how the fuck the pyramids were built to this day. These kids run around here, they don't understand your washer and dryer. The first car was not built by Henry Ford. It was a black man. Electricity is not Thomas Edison. It was a black man. Thomas Edison couldn't even get the fucking filament to work in the electric. Listen. Not only that, your first brain surgery, your first heart surgery. Everybody run around with this fucking thing right here, and all the technology from this was created by a black man.
Okay, let him finish.
So it all comes down to, we need to start educating ourselves. And believe me, I am definitely a proponent of Martin Luther King all day. But we need to stop being Martin Luther King, turn the other motherfucking cheek and be Malcolm X and take back what was ours. Because when white people say that they're afraid of blacks, they truly are. But the problem is this. They're afraid that we are going to wake up, which I feel at some point is coming soon. But then that means God's coming back. It's coming soon that we're going to wake up and realize who we are as a people. We have never been minorities, and I hate that we refer to ourselves as minorities. Whites have always been a minority, but what they're talking about is not the people. We are the financial minority. Whites are the financial majority. That's where the difference comes in. So it's up to us to change the code, the dynamic, whatever you want to call it, but we can do it.
Okay, perfect.
Come on, bro.
Right here.
All right, so
Right here.
coming back to what he was talking about, and then I'm gonna come back to what you was talking about. Before that, I'm gonna come over here before what he was talking about, build on what he was saying.
Okay.
So what he was saying in biblical terms,
Right here, everybody.
just what you speak, whatever. The head of a man is Christ, right? And the head of Christ is God. And the head of a woman is what? A man.
Absolutely.
Right? And she asked the question earlier, why does it have to be? Because it has to be a head. Right? Because imagine this, a boat at the dock, right? You just turn it on and just give it gas and let it go wherever it goes. Where would it most likely end up? But that same boat, give it a captain and see where it goes.
No, I wasn't saying that there
Wait,
should.
let him finish, please.
Well,
Let
no,
him
I was just giving you a response because you had a very valid question, and I think that's the dynamic that a lot of people. Well, I won't say a lot of people. Well, it is a lot of people. There's a lot of men and women lack that understanding. That's missing, and it's for the body to work, right? Because the body also has limbs, it has arms, it has legs. And on top of that, it has this profound structure that's never existed, right? Until it was built. And then to come back to what he was saying.
Okay.
And I kind of said something about this to you before.
You're fine.
And
Take
it's
your
like
time.
it's like this, right? We gotta reclaim our identity. We are lost people. They call us black. You wanna know what they say? Why we ain't got our reparations yet? Because we claim an identity that's not an ethnicity. We claim we're black.
We're not.
What is that ethnicity?
What is that?
Right?
Okay. Right over here.
So that's why they say we're black.
Okay. Let's see. We got some new voices over here. I hear a female.
No, I just wanted to kind of take away from certain things that were being said too, and how the word code, and I feel like that's what we need to break down itself. That it's like these words that we use are codes. That for the mere fact we keep saying black people, but everyone in this room has brown skin. Right.
So we're
wearing black. But even then, to break down the code black itself, black is an adjective. That is a thing. That defines something. But that doesn't make it what it is. So, when we sit back and, again, a lost people, we have to understand that we are calling ourselves, openly calling ourselves, a thing. Non-existent, a color. And that's not even in the spectrum of being seen because it is polar opposite to white. So when exactly. So it's like no matter what, and this is the other issue that we have in the prison system, is because they go by the facts. So if you go up there and say, oh, I'm a black person, they're gonna look at you like you're crazy because you got brown skin. You can't go around saying something, you're already, that's the code that we're speaking improperly.
Okay.
And that we have to communicate. That's where it starts, because it's like I'm even pulling from understanding how it's like the black woman as well. If the black woman knows, because every human being on this woman comes through the black woman. So-called. That's a better way. I like to put it as so-called, real quick. It's just because we know that that's not real. Like, we're not really defining ourselves when we call ourselves something we're not. We all showed up in black attire, so we can say that, yes, we're wearing black, but that's not definitive of who we are.
Right.
We have a nation. Yes. So we have to define ourselves by that, because everybody in this room came from a nation, because again, the so-called black woman birthed every nation.
Come on.
So
she's the only one that can create every nationality, every African American woman can create any other race of people. We are the only one.
Let him finish.
So other people cannot do that.
I want everybody else to just in case they want some more. Okay, so I'm gonna get to your point. Let me start with your point, and then I'm gonna go back.
I appreciate that,
if y'all don't mind.
Yes, sir.
We are a stolen people, and for us, the difficulty with us, find a Mexican, they can trace their family back to the Yucatan.
Okay.
Guatemalans, Chinese, Italians go back to the old country. Irish back to the potato family. We be like, we from Arkansas. And that,
Just a quick thing.
Go ahead.
Interject.
No.
Let's open it up. Let's open it up a little bit.
Okay.
Let's just be respectful. Let's just be respectful.
we can talk about the wars too. That's a later conversation. That's a later conversation. But I'm with you. Hey, guilty feet have got no reason. I'm ready to dance tonight.
Then let's go for the Lord.
Okay.
Go for the Lord.
Hold on. But I'm gonna hold it.
But I ain't seen
I'm gonna hold it because they burn the ships when they go to a new country. They got the British have a thing called burn the ships.
Yes.
That means when you're here, and there's no going back. But I'm gonna pause, and I'm gonna go back to two things. Malcolm, okay? Malcolm, you said you Martin, but we need to be more like Malcolm. I respect Martin, but we need to be more like Malcolm.
I am Malcolm.
And what does Malcolm say? Malcolm says, that's the big stand. But the little stand that nobody talks about is why will we let our enemies educate our children?
That part.
That perpetuates.
So how did we get there?
Because we don't control the narrative. However,
Why?
Wait. I can't answer both.
Okay.
I think I should just go back to
I'm gonna ask this question real quick.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. I want to finish hearing what this gentleman has to say, and then we'll go here, and then we'll go there.
Come on, Pastor Nate.
Okay?
And then I'm gonna try
And then
to.
we will go here. Okay,
I'm gonna start wishing shit on your ass. But we have allowed, your parents are the first educators.
Facts.
And what we're doing is we're not doing a great job as a whole of educating our kids prior to them going to the schools.
Yes.
Prior to them going to those white institutions. I tell them, I got a 600-page history book.
To challenge what you have.
But 8 to 10 pages is your history. They don't tell you where you're from. You guys know the story of the prodigal son. It's the Gospel of Luke. And I'm not a preacher, I'm a preacher's kid though. The Gospel of Luke talks about the prodigal son.
That means you're bad.
And he went all out into the world, no matter where he went into the world. No matter where he went to the world, he knew when he came back to his father what his birthright was.
Right.
Those inventions.
That's it.
Okay?
Yeah.
Those inventions, the culture, the pyramids, all that exists is our birthright. But because we let our enemy spin the narrative, our kids don't understand their birthright, and thus they act like niggas.
Can I?
Okay.
You still want to build? Okay. I just want to ask two questions. Two questions.
All right?
Whoa. We toast together.
Are we toasting?
Cheers.
We own it.
To the kingdom. We rebuild.
Y'all be thinking I'm just that dumb black guy.
We rebuild.
I knew you would.
All right, we right here.
There you go.
So two questions.
Yes, sir. I'm with you.
I want to know, why do they control the narrative? And how do we take back control of the narrative?
So
We have to understand that they do not control our provision.
Is this the why or is this the how?
This is the how.
Okay.
We have to we believe that the only way that we can be successful is going through their channels.
Right.
When we started the car companies, we had our own railroads. The worst thing that happened to black people, I'll say it, I don't give 2 fucks, 3 fucks because I'm from the hood.
say it again.
The worst thing that happened to black people was desegregation. The reason being is because black people thought that desegregation was going to give us access to what the white people had.
Right.
But in reality, because it was a crime member even intermingle with us, and that was frowned upon in their community. It gave them access to us.
That part.
It hurt us.
It gave them access to us. Oh, it's not over there. They cozy. We allowed them to cozy.
Right, now I gotta stop you for a second because I asked 2 questions, and I agree with you 100% thus far.
Okay.
But I still need to know why.
Why?
I still need to know why.
Why?
Because we are in an abusive relationship with Dwayne. You ever got a friend? Because if it's our family member, we try to go beat the motherfucker up.
Right.
But you have a friend, and she just let the dude treat him any kind of way.
Yeah.
And you like, why? Why are you letting him have? Why you let him treat you like that? Why you let him talk to you like that? Why you let him beat you like that?
Why is she
Because we don't feel after a certain point that we deserve it.
That's why Will Smith smacked Chris.
We don't deserve
In
it.
the family. He was in the family. He was smacking the white person up there. That's why he
He said that's why Will Smith smacked Chris Brown. He said Chris Brown, but it was Chris Brown.
Well, we know who you're talking about.
I know who you talking about though.
We know who you're talking about.
He said Chris Brown.
We know who you're talking about.
We can get to that one too. Right? We can get to that one too. But I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you.
A household that knew how to play.
What song has that in it? Okay.
That part.
Give me one.
That part.
Every song from ATL.
It's called That Part.
It's called what?
That part.
That part?
Yeah.
Time out.
Okay,
I saw somebody
Hey, I love yo. I love this word. I love what he said. I love what this man had to say just now. I appreciate that.
Hold on, you guys. You got to take back control. Hold on.
Can I try what he said?
Give the queen the floor.
Thank you so much. And so, since we're winding down on time, we're going to start here, and then if there's anyone who wants to share, who hasn't had a chance, please feel free to share, and then we're going to just like wrap up.
Y'all do this.
We're going to do our last 15 minutes of the podcast. I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who came out. Each person, every perspective is validated here, is accepted in perfect love. And so whoever wants to leave an input in the last 15 minutes of the show, you are more than welcome. We're going to start with this beautiful goddess here, Nash, and then we're transitioning here to the one and only.
Sir Michael,
Okay.
Sir Michael.
I just wanted to go back to what you were saying about the education thing. Okay, so for me, I grew up in a household where I had to learn both.
Yeah.
Like, regardless of what we want the narrative to be, we have to learn how to code switch. We're not going to be successful without it. Like me, I'm the youngest account manager in my whole division.
Come on now.
You know, so it's like, if I didn't have that basis where my mom taught me the white way to adapt,
Yeah.
and she also taught me a set and a SAR, Kemet, Egypt.
Wow.
Like, I know both.
Yes.
So it's like I went to school, then I went to school. So it's like it's different. So I understand what you're saying, but at the end of the day, we gotta know both.
Yeah.
Because if we don't know both, we're not gonna survive.
Cheers to that.
Yeah.
Cheers to that.
Yeah, cheers to that, everybody. Cheers to that. Cheers
Hey,
to
put your
that.
noodles away.
Cheers to balance.
Cheers to that.
That's for you, bro. Cheers to that.
You got the young king.
We're gonna go Sheba, then I have a little, I have a penny to throw into the pond.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I love hearing everybody like talk about this shit. 'Cause honestly, like throughout the pandemic, there was like so much shit that was happening that for myself, I started like really, I went down a lot of rabbit holes with a lot of shit that you guys talk about, you know, like about the maximum Nation of Islam, you know, like I found my faith again, you know, in Islam throughout the whole pandemic. And I'm hearing everything that we're talking, so let's really channel Malcolm X then, and let's really channel what he was about. He was a futurist. So it's all about the future. So, and now, you know, as the Afro-American community, let's think we are, although we're powerful and strong, we're still a small group in the world of
about 7-something billion people, right? Let's think about what's going on right now in the world too. Like, yeah, we're fighting for tax in America, but let's be real. America's about to fall in about 7 or 10 years. Like, let's be real. You know, and there's a lot of causes that are moving that are bigger than just America. Like, you know, like what's going on, you know, in Europe right now. You know, like you still have to factor in all that. Yeah, we have to fight for America. We're also fighting on a world stage that's now changed from what it was back then. So like everything that we're talking about now, you know, all I can say is I'm glad to hear that everybody has that awareness and all, because we really have to make sure that our communities can really, because again, like, you know, regardless if you're black, if you're gay, whatever, we're still the working class.
Yeah.
And the working class of every country in the fucking world has to stand up, because fuck the government. Like, I'm sorry, like, you know, like, I'll be the anarchist in the, you know, world, but fuck every government in the world. They don't care about us. At least, honestly, fuck Will Smith and sorry, Chris Rock. They don't care about us, bro. If we come down to it,
Dr. Sebi said,
it's a class war at the end of the day. So right now, what we're talking about, we have to defend ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And I know that that path may have us, I'm saying, cross, I'm saying, like, you know, we may have to shake hands with some people that we know don't want to shake hands, some white people, some Asian people, blah, blah, blah. But we have to recognize that these elites don't give a fuck about us, you know? There's a great reset coming. If y'all don't know about the great reset, look into that shit, because it's real. Look into the great reset, because then y'all will see all that we are all fucked. And that we have to start shifting to, like, again, like what Malcolm saw, self-independence.
social credit system.
Fuck that shit. Yeah, we have to make our own.
I love that. We're gonna go right here. We're gonna go right here.
To chime in, inshallah.
I'm all for everybody having their own decisions in life and having their own choices. But I want to bring to the floor the table because, so I had this conversation with my friends who do music. So in every great civilization, the civilization fell to debauchery. So I personally feel, how do you feel about this? Take me off the camera. I don't want to go on the camera.
Everything is. That's why. Please get me. Just a reminder. This is the REEL House of ElectraBe. So it's all on camera. It's all on candy camera. Okay.
Don't be careful.
He been jumping jewels all night.
But this is the thing. Hold on, let me say. This is why every perspective is accepted, because it's somebody that's watching that's gonna vibe with his perspective, and it's somebody that's watching that's gonna vibe with his perspective. And I don't believe this whole thing was ever designed to be this whole big separation. It was designed to be a conversation amongst friends. A real conversation where I can honor what you believe and where your paradigm is, and you can honor what I believe and where my paradigm is, because we all on a journey to a final destination. Can I get a toast?
Wait.
Can I get a toast?
That's all right.
That's all right.
I have one.
On the count of three, we gonna say we good.
Come on, Larry.
I'm not counterbalanced to the LGBT plus community. I don't know all the letters anymore, and I want to be respectful.
Neither do I.
Yeah, put the Q in there.
But it has existed since we've indulged in sexuality outside of procreation. So it's something that's going to be here to stay. But I personally feel that the agenda of putting it in the school to confuse the kids, because they're the most vulnerable to it, and they should have a choice to choose their sexual preference when they choose to engage in sex. I feel that opens up doors to the P and the B, which consider pedophilia and bestiality. And like I said earlier, every great civilization has failed to debauchery, whether it be the Egyptian culture, the Roman culture. Every culture has failed to debauchery, and that's what this gentleman Shiva was saying earlier, in a sense of the Great Reset, because we are leaning in that direction. And it's not your community that's doing it, it's powers that are above your community that are using your community.
But you're my community, I don't know.
Well, I'm okay. So within that community, I feel okay. And I love you. I love you to my heart stop, please.
Let him finish,
But I
please.
got you, Elijah. I got you. I love you, man. So I feel personally that just as every minority has been pimped and manipulated as an agenda for whom we like to call the elites. This situation is being pimped in a situation to where they can impress upon these young people the P and the B, and then twist and make our civilization wicked. And once our civilization falls to that darkness, we're lost.
I would respond to that.
Yes, right here, please, right here.
So with that, I 100% agree with you. I believe that this terminology of gay, transsexual, transvestite is all. It's more so it's a how do I say? It's a fact. Because there's no way in hell as 11, 12, 13-year-old you know that you want to be the opposite sex.
Come on.
There's no way. There's people that I've dated in college, high school that are no longer gay, got families, all that. So at the end of the day, for you let these children make these type of decisions, it's kind of like irresponsible. Because there's no way in the world you know that. And this is coming from a gay woman. I had no idea what the hell was going on. I didn't know what was going on. I kept fighting it because in my household there was always taught balance. And it wasn't, God that made me feel like, oh, I'm wrong. It was balance I was fighting against. Nature I was fighting against. And it just came to a point where it's like, I'm conditioned by the things that I learned. Like the men in my life weren't the best examples. So I don't want that. So then my mom's a single mom. She's doing her thing. I didn't really get the lessons I needed to become a fully functioning female in society. So I did what was comfortable to me. I did what was natural to me, which was me being around my uncles a lot, what they doing, what I'm doing. So that's what became of me. Okay, so it's nothing that is predetermined in any of us. So to me, I believe it was learned behavior. And to actually have these 11 and 12-year-olds decide, okay, I don't want to be a girl anymore. Okay, I don't want to be a boy anymore. I think that's irresponsible.
Okay, right here. She got the floor, and then we over here. We good.
I'm gonna try to make it short. Try. There is a word for what they're doing. Right? There's a word for this type of program.
Okay.
Right? And it's called transhumanism. How many of you guys are familiar with the metaverse? Right?
I am.
It's a world where we all can go, we can create ourselves and be whoever it is that we want.
Facts.
And regardless of your sexuality, your gender, your race, you can be and recreate whoever it is that you want to be. And so the transhumanism part of it is where we all merge with this technology. Where we all go into this space and recreate ourselves. And though we all think that we are exempt, nobody is, because it's deeper than just your sexuality.
Yes.
Do you want to be taller? Do you want to be shorter? Do you want to be slimmer? Do you want to be stronger? Do you want to be faster? There is so many possibilities that we all have to ask ourselves. And so that's the main reason why we got to be careful when we're judging each other. Because in the matrix, until you're unplugged, nobody's exempt.
Ready to bring here.
Until you're unplugged, anybody can be the enemy. And I'll let it in.
What's my name?
That's all I want to say. That's all I want to say.
Juan, that was incredible. I'm sorry, I was singing during your time. Is there anything else you would like to add?
I want
We're transitioning right here to we good. We good with saying something.
We gotta come back to it.
No. We good, and then we doing Eric.
I wasn't
We
saying
good.
anything, but
You saying something now?
We good. We good. You just telepathically told me you were about to say something. We good. We good.
Do y'all do this every week?
Let's end on a high note. You good for that?
We good.
I would definitely.
Keep it light.
I don't know. The black culture obviously is very fucking judgmental on every move. So we always gotta be on point to the point where our ankles is out. You know what I'm talking about? fresh as shit.
That's right.
Fresh as shit.
That's right. Because we can't lose sight that we gotta enjoy this experience.
As we're ending here,
Let
we're gonna let Eric take us out, okay?
Let me give you guys this. There's a couple of points I want to bring to your attention. Number one, we are the strongest race of people in the world.
Fact.
Yeah, indeed. But we're also the dumbest race of people in the world.
Fact.
Right? Hold on. We are living in our last days. And nobody knows what day that will be.
No man knows.
But we are living in our last days.
These are the definite.
So
the day we walk through that door,
it is up to us as a people to make changes that will affect the next generation and the next generation. We need this to be progression, right? So when I say that, you know, we need to take on that Malcolm aspect, we truly do, because this is one thing that a lot of people fail to realize. We spend our whole life trying to be like white people. You know, keeping up with the Joneses. We spend our whole life trying to be like white people, instead of realizing that white people are trying to be like us.
Trying to be like us.
They try so hard to be us. They go to motherfucking tanning booths. They get lip injections. They get bodies. They get all these things trying to be us. So the whole world, we don't throw it. We gotta stand up and knock the table over. The sad part to all this is that we don't realize how great we are, because not only whites, but every other nationality mimics and wants to be African Americans. Every other race. And why? Because we are the only fucking race that can create all races.
From the beginning.
From day one. So we need, as a group, and hopefully we do this again, we as a collective have to educate each other and others within our own, because we can make a change. And I agree that when it comes to the political scene, most politicians tell you what you want to hear in order to get in office, and then it becomes their own agenda.
Come on.
But for the people that know me, that has never been the case.
Never been the case.
Ever. Because when it comes to mine, of course, I was commissioner for 8 years specifically. For mine, I have to help everybody, but they can tell you, I help my own before I help anyone.
Right.
I will take you from beginning and hold your hand until we get to the end. And right now, my fall came at the hands of a black man. Yes. But I still work behind the scenes and get shit done. And he doesn't even know. I'll tell you off Just kidding. Definitely. Hey, that's definitely off camera.
Off camera. But as we end here, let's look at the audience, and on the count of 3, inspired by this incredible man here and every incredible man, human, woman, us man, fam man, right man, ski man, facts man, rap man. So on the count of 3, mans, we're gonna look at the camera and we're gonna say, we are the change. All right?
All right,
1,
we're over here.
2, 3. We are the change.
And that's a cut.